It's October 21st, Saturday. It's supposed to be a 10 o'clock start. It's Brookline at Newton South. Kickoff was delayed about an hour. We're waiting for a ref to arrive. We have one ref for the game. Newton South is in white. Brookline is in blue. Kickoff for Newton South. They send it back to the left side, number 8. That's number 4. It's up the wing. Nate's tracking back, and Sam clears it off the Newton player out of bounds. It's gonna be a goal kick for Zach and Brookline. Sammy is out of this game. He has an injured leg. Brendan's starting in midfield. Jacques up top. Avi and Ben Kaplan. Nate takes the free kick. He puts it over midfield. Hits Jacques. Jacques sends it back to Ethan. It's in front of the Newton South bench. Ethan up the side gets cut off by Ethan. 5 to the wing, goes out of bounds. Throw in for Brookline. First minute of the game. Ethan Schaefer sends it back to Sam. Sam on his right foot up the right side, bounces in midfield to Jacques. Jacques to the left. Jacques sends Mac on the left side. Sends it back to Mateo, to Matt. Mateo turns on it, sends it back to Nate. Nate over midfield, sends it to Jacques. Jacques gets played away by number 10 on Newton South. Throw in for Brookline. It's Mac right at midfield. Throws it down the left side to Avi. Hits the Newton player in the head. Avi on the left. Avi toward the box. Avi gets bumped off the ball. It's a goal kick for Newton South. He boots it toward midfield. It hits Nate in the head. 10 on the right side. 10 sends it up the right wing to 5. It's going to go toward the end line. He fails to keep it in. It's going to be a throw in for Brookline. Mac on the throw. Mac down the left side, off Avi's head to the center of the field. Nate on Avi, back to Nate. Nate checks it out. Matt and Brendan on it. Matt has it. Matt sends Avi. Avi gets bumped off the ball. Number 5 has it. Back to the center to 2. Sends 5 on the right. Edge of the box. He crosses to the far side. Takes 2 hops. And it goes out of bounds. Throw in for Brookline. We're 3 minutes into the game. There's no score. Ethan Schaefer back to Nate. Nate on his right foot, sends it to midfield, hits the Newton South player. 10 has it. Matt comes back to Mateo. Mateo down the left to Avi. Is Avi going to get to it? It goes out of bounds.
Good ball, Mateo!
Newton South throws it in. They go to the side. 10 hits him. It's Mac up the left. Mac, he's on the ground. There's no call. Mac's holding the back of his head. They throw in down the right side. Mateo and number 2. Mac comes away with it. Mac down the left gets poked away by 4 for Newton South. Throw in for Brookline. It's Mac to the corner to Jacques. It gets cleared out of bounds for corner for Brookline. It's going to be, looks like Avi's going to take the corner. Oh no, Ben Kaplan's going to take the corner. Brookline has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the goal mouth. And they chip it to the, it gets headed out. Brendan has it. Brendan back to the corner to Ben. Ben Kaplan in the corner. Ben fakes. He chips it in the box with his right foot across the goal mouth. Matt has it. Matt to Mateo. Mateo wide. Nice setup by Matt to Mateo. Is just wide. We're about 5 minutes in. There's no score. Goalie kicks it to midfield, over Mateo's head, over Nate's head. It's going to get back to Zach. Zach picks it up. Zach bounces it, kicks it over midfield. Brendan over his leg. Hits number 4. Avi tries to cut in. 28 clears it for Newton South. Nate off his head, high in the air. It's coming to our left side. Mac comes back on it. 5. Nope, Mac takes it away. Mac clears it up the left side. Jock's chasing it. 28 clears it. Brendan has it. Brendan on the left side. Brendan tried to find Jock. Got cut off. Mateo and Brendan run into each other. 2 sends it to 27. 17, Matt's on it. Matt over midfield. Matt gets played up by 8. 8 to the wing. To 6. 6 crosses it. There's nobody there. Zach's going to get it. We're 6 minutes into the game. No score. Zach boots it over to midfield to Brendan off his foot. Brendan off his head. 17, they call a foul. They call a foul for a hold right at the 45-yard line. Free kick for Brookline. Nate's going to take it. Nate to the right side. He's got Ben Kaplan running in. Here comes the goalie. Goalie bounces it a couple times. Oh, we have a second ref now. Okay. Goalie, it's going toward the sideline. It's off Mac's head. 2 hits it for Newton South. Matt to Ben Kaplan. He runs into 27. They go to the left. That's Ethan Schaefer. To Jacques. Gets cut off. That's Mateo. Gets played away by the Newton player. Mateo off his head. 5 has it for Newton South down the right. He's got an runner with him, number 10, coming down the right side. Max on him. They cross in front. That's a nice cross. Sam heads it away. Mac clears it with his left foot. It's going to go out of bounds. Throw in for Newton South. Number 4 is going to take it. He throws it into 5, into traffic. 2 has it for Newton South. Mateo comes away with it. Mateo on the ground to Jacques. It's Avi on it. Avi back to Matt. Matt to the right to Brendan. Brendan's got Ethan to the right. He sends it to Ethan, crossing midfield. Ethan down the right side to Ben Kaplan. Ben down the right to the right corner. He crosses it. It's out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for Newton South. We need a ball. We're 8 minutes into the first half. No score. Goalie gets rid of the second ball. It's going to be a goal kick. He punts it toward midfield. Matt, it's over his foot. That's Ben Kaplan to Brendan. Brendan on the run. Brendan turns, sends it to Mateo. Mateo to Mac on the left. Mac sends it down the left wing to Avi. Avi steps over it. 4 takes it away. Brendan cuts it off. Mac has it. Mac spins. It gets cut away by number 10. Throw in for Brookline. And we need an extra ball. It's a throw in for Mac and Brookline at about the 35-yard line. Mac down the wing to Jacques. It hits the Newton player in the head. That's Ben Kaplan. Ben Kaplan in the corner saves it. It goes out of bounds. Throw in for Newton South. Number 4.
Come on, Brookline, win it!
Comes down the right side, hits Matt in the head, goes out of bounds. Another throw in for Newton South. 4 on the throw. They're getting it slowly up the field. Hits Matt. 5 hits it in the air for Newton South. Brendan's under it. Brendan off his head. Matt cuts it off, and they call a foul. Mateo is down. Mateo got clipped. I think got clipped by Brendan, actually. And they're going to sub him out. Trainer's coming out. It's Newton South trainer. So he's going to come in for Mateo. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And Jacob's coming in for Mateo. It's going to be a free kick for Brookline at the 45-yard line. Oh, the clock stopped. Clock's restarted. Nate sends it back to Sam. Sam to the right gets intercepted by the Newton player. They send it back to midfield. Number 2. 2 to 10 on the right. Goes under his leg. He's trying to get by Mac. Mac cuts it off. 2 gets chipped away. Jacob has it. Jacob finds Brendan in the middle of the field. Brendan steps back to the left. Player goes down. Matt has it. Matt's got 5 yards in front of him. Here comes Matt. Matt tried to send Ben, but Ben got cut off. Goalie punts it over midfield. Hits Nate in the head. Comes back to Avi. Hits 4 for Newton South. They call a foul, I think, on Avi. It's going to be a free kick for Newton South. About the 43-yard line. 2's going to take it for Newton South. We're
All right, Brookline, let's go!
with 10.5 minutes into the first half. There's no score. Number 2 puts it down the center. Hits Sam in the head. Mac clears it high in the air. 27 in the air. 10 off his head for Newton South. It's going to be out of bounds. 5 tried to save it. Mac on the throw. Mac back to Nate. Sam is going to his right. Nate sends Sam on the right. He's got 10 yards of space. Jacob has it. Jacob in the center circle. 1 on him. He sends it back past Nate. They only have 1 pursuing, number 5 for Newton South. Nate to the left. Nate sends it back to Sam. Sam to the right. No one within 10 yards of him. He's in front of the Newton South bench. Sam on the ground to, that's Jacques. That's Sam up the side to Brendan. Brendan to the wing to Ben Kaplan. Ben Kaplan to the right corner. Ben Kaplan in the right corner. He sends it in front. Gets cut off. Avi on his left foot. Avi hits the goalie on the ground. It goes off to the right. 10 clears it. Jacob steps up. Jacob has it. Jacob back to Nate. Nate's got Ethan on the right. He sends him. It's going to be a little long. And it's going to go out of bounds.
That's it, Brookline, do it again!
With 12 minutes into the game, there's no score. Goalie puts it down for a goal kick. Goalie puts it on his right side. He chips it to the center. It bounces over midfield on Nate's head. 12 hits it for Newton South.
Got it, Nate, nice!
Nate, 5 has it for Newton South to 2. Goes to his right. Mac clears it off the Newton player out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Brookline. Mac up the left side tries to find Jacques. Jacques falls. There's a foul. Right at the 35-yard line. It's a free kick for Brookline. Wait, it should be at the 35. It's Nate on the free kick. Brookline has 1, 2, 3, 4. Brookline has 5 guys on the other side. They go to the far post. It's in the air. It gets headed by the Newton player back to there, the goalie. Goalie has it. Goalie boots it toward midfield. Brendan's under it. Brendan off his head, off the Newton head. They go to their left. That's Ben Kaplan on it. Ben sends Avi. It gets through. Fours has it for Newton South. He's going to clear it out of bounds. Throw in for Brookline. Mac on the throw. He throws it toward the box. There's nobody there. They clear it to midfield to Sam, right at the center. Sam to the right. Sam sends Brendan. Brendan out to Ethan. Ethan turns on it. Ethan turns again into the corner to Brendan. Brendan turns, gets it taken away. They chip back to the middle. Jock on it. Newton South clears it to the other side. Mac's going to shield. It's going to go out of bounds. Right at midfield. Throwing for Brookline. Mac finds Brendan. It's going to get cut off by number 2. 10 crossing midfield to the left for Newton South. He sends a wing. It goes out of bounds into the Newton South bench. Throwing for Brookline. Ethan Schaefer back to Sam. Sam to the right. Sam sends it up the right side. In front of the Brookline bench to Jacques. Jacques to the right corner. Jacques in the corner. Jacques comes back to his left. He chips Matt. It's over his head. Matt on the left side. Matt. He's got Brendan with a Matt to the far post. To Jacques. Jacques off his head. It's cleared away. Jacob off his chest. Jacob off his head. They go to the left. Ethan has it. Ethan gets bumped. Right in front of the Brookline bench. Foul call. Free kick for Newton. Mackay is coming in for Jacques. We're at the... There's 24-10 left in the first half. There's no score. They go down the left side. 17's chasing for Newton. Sam clears it out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Newton. "17 has it. He sends it. Oh, no, he's not going to throw it in.
Brookline, let's get it, Brookline!
They throw it in. They have it in the corner. It goes out of bounds. It's going to be a corner for Newton South. There's 23:30 left in the half. It's 0-0. Brendan's on the short post. He came off the short post. They chip it to the middle of the box. It gets headed away by Mackay. It's going to be a corner for Newton on the other side. 23:10 left in the first half. No score. Brendan's guarding the guy in front. Zach's in the goal. They chip it. It's over the goal to the far post. Gets headed away by Ben Kaplan. 8 has it in the corner. Tries to turn. He crosses it. It goes over the goal. It's going to be a goal kick for Brookline. Sub is coming in. Oh, Mateo's coming back in. And Brendan's coming out. With the 22:30 mark of the first half. No score. That's Nate on the free kick. Nate on the goal kick. Nate over midfield. It hits Avi in the feet. They chip it ahead to the right. Avi's making a run. He didn't see the ball. Newton punts it backwards. Mackay steps in front of it. Mackay on his foot. Mackay on his right foot. Mackay to the left. They go to the wing to 16. Jacob contests. It gets past the 17, crossing the center circle to the left. In front of the Newton South bench. Ethan goes down. He fouled number 6. 6 is down. And Ethan got a yellow card. Ethan's got to come out. So he's coming out, and Ethan Rissy is going to come in the game. Should come in, yeah. There's 21-10 left in the first half. It's going to be a free kick for Newton South, right in front of their bench. Mateo is a one-man wall. And they chip it to the far post. Gets headed away by Jacob. Ben Kaplan has it. Ben on his feet. No one's looking at him. Ben crosses the 40, sends Avi to the left. Avi to the left side. He shoots. It goes over the side. Mateo's chasing it in the corner. Mateo saves it. Mateo chips it across. Hits a Newton South player. They clear it. They go on their feet to number 5. Sam's on that side. Sam's going to clear it out of bounds. Nope. He clears it into the Brookline bench. They throw it down the left side, Newton South. And gets cleared by Ethan Missy. And it goes out of bounds.
I called you. I was so scared.
It's a throw-in for Newton South. We're 20 minutes into the first half, no score. They go down the left to 17. Matt takes it away. Matt to the left, he sends Mackay to Mateo, Mateo to Mac. Mac on the left side, Mac to the other side. He's got Ben Kaplan on that side. Ben Kaplan, 2 players on him. He turns 17 slides. That's Ethan Missy stepped up. It's a throw-in for Brookline.
Am I what? Yeah, I'm at a soccer game right now, but I'm going in like 30 minutes.
Ethan Rissy on the throw. Wait. No, he's coming back. That's Ben Kaplan on the throw. Ben throws it toward the box. Hit Avi in the head. It's in the box. No call. 10 on the ground. They're going. 6 clears it back to the middle to 10. 10 to the side. They're going up their left side. Matt sends it back to Sam. Sam goes out of bounds. Over Ethan's foot. Sub is coming in for Newton South. $18:30 left in the first half, no score. They throw in it right at midfield. It hits Ethan Missy. Mateo, 10 off his head. It bounces toward the sideline. Ethan jumps, he misses it. It goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Brookline. Ethan Schaefer's coming back in the game for Ethan Missy. 18 minutes left in the first half. There's no score. Ethan Schaefer down the right side. Tried to find Mateo. Goes out of bounds. Another throw-in for Brookline. At the 45-yard line. Ethan down the right. That's past. Oh, Ethan Missy was in the front now. Mackay to Mac. Mac clears it to the right. Here comes Ben. It bounces. Goalie comes out. It gets clipped. There's no score. Goalie punts it over midfield. Mac off his head to Jacob. Jacob off his head. 26. Matt cuts it off. 16 has it for Newton South. Gets cleared by Sam. 14 has it for Newton South. He sends it to 6. Goes down the side. Ethan Schaefer turns on it. Sends it back to Sam. Sam to Mateo. Mateo gets cut off. That's Sam to Nate. Nate chips it. Gets cut off by 28. He clears it toward midfield. It's going to bounce, go to Sam. No one on Sam. Goes over his foot. And Zach's going to pick it up.
Go, Zach!
16:30 left in the first half. No score.
Come on, Brookline, let's go!
Zach punts it over midfield. Oh, Ben Kaplan got fouled. It's right at the 45. Nate's going to take the free kick for Brookline. Nate on the ground to Mateo. Mateo to the left gets cut off by 16. 10 has it. 10 to the left. Jacob plays him off. He goes to the left, gets around our defender. That's Jacob. It's right in front of the Newton bench. It goes out of bounds. Throwing for Newton. Sub is coming in for Newton. 5 is coming out. 15:45 left in the first half. There's no score.
I'm shorter than you.
Throwing right in front of the Newton South bench. They go down the left side. Hits a new player. He sends it back to 16. Mateo takes it away. Mateo on the ground. He's got Mackay. Mackay sends it ahead. Here comes the goalie. Here comes Ben. Goalie kicks it away. It bounces. It's going to go back to Zach.
Go work, Brookline!
Zach in the box.
That's so pretty.
Zach to Nate. Nate. Ooh. On the ground to Sam. Sam to the right. Sam. Over midfield to Mateo. Got cut off. It's number 26.
Come on, Jacob!
They go to the side. They still have it. They go to the other side. Mac cuts it away. Mac with some space. Into space right at the center circle. 4 on the ground. Gets cut off by Matt. Matt gets held. Matt gets around a player. He got fouled. He got fouled right at the logo. Free kick. Nate chips the left side to Mackay. Mackay on his feet. Mackay gets inside. Mackay on his right foot. He shoots. And it's saved by the goalie. Goalie bounces it. Goalie boots it over midfield. It's off Sam's head. Matt's going to get to it. Matt goes to the right. Gets cut off. That's 10 on the ball for Newton South. 10. He sends it back to the goalie. Goalie kicks it out to the left. It's going to go out of bounds. Over the Brookline bench. Over the fence. 13:45 left in the first half. There's no score. Ethan Schaefer on the throw. Jacques is back in the game. Ethan Rissy's in front on the right. It bounces. Jacques in the corner. Jacques on the ground to Matt. Got cut off. They chip it to the side. Ethan Rissy shields. Ball rolls out of bounds. Throw in for Brookline. Ethan Rissy on the throw. He throws it to the top of the box. It's off Mateo's back. It's shot by Jacob. And it goes out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for Newton South. 13 minutes in the first half. There's no score.
But Leah's going in for not even. Leah's kicking the ball and going on.
No, they're 12 seniors and Maya's not going to be there.
Goalie kicks it down the left side. Hits the Newton player 26 in the head. Sam off his head to Ethan. Ethan back to Zach. Zach chips it to his left. It's off number 4, heads it out of bounds. Mac's going to take the throw. Mac is going to... Oh, the sub coming in. Dimitri's coming in the game. Dimitri is coming in for Ethan Rissy. 12 minutes left. Mac right at midfield throws it in to Jacques, hits him in the chest. Jacques tries to get around 3 players, gets cut off, and there's a foul. Foul on Mackay. It's gonna be a free kick for Newton South.
Get it back, Blue! Come on, Brookline!
Oh, it's Justin on the free kick for Newton South, number 14. Justin chips it to the middle of the box. Over Jacob to the side, to the right. 16 has it to 4. 4 to the side. 4. Mackay's trying to bump him off the ball. Taken away by Sam. Sam has it. Sam clears it with his left foot to Mateo. 28 steps up. Mackay clears it back to Mac. Mac clears it to midfield. Hits Justin, 14. That's Jacob. Jacob to the left. Jacob sends the wing. It's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for Newton South. Why are all the fields clear? That's weird. It's going to be a goal kick for Newton South. They clear it to the left. 8 has it. That's Dimitri, knocks him off the ball. Dimitri tried to find Mateo, got cut off by 10. 10 has it for Newton South down the left. That's the new player. 21's in the game. He's trying to get by Sam. He gets toward the box. He crosses it in front, and it gets cleared away by Sam. Mackay to Jacob. Jacob, one on his left hand. Jacob to the right. Jacob on his right foot. Jacob to Mateo. It gets cut off. 3 has it for Newton South. Puts it on the ground to 8. Goes up the left side. 21 has it. 21 at midfield. Cuts back. That's Ethan Schaefer tried to cut it off. He goes down the left side. 26. 21's in front. He goes on the ground. It gets cut off. Sam has it. Sam to Mateo. Mateo to Mac. Mac to Matt. Matt to Mateo. One on his back. Mateo sends the wing to Mackay. Mackay on the left. Mackay turns to his right foot. Sends it back in front. Gets cleared. That's Jacob off his head. Jacob. Jacob with 12 on him. Jacob to his right. Jacob on the ground to Ethan.
All right, Brookline, let's make it happen.
Ethan to Dimitri. Dimitri to the right. 8 hits it off. Hits it off from out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Newton South. Brendan's coming in for Jacob. 8:50 left in the first half. There's no score. Throw-in for Newton South. They go down the left side. They try to clear it. Brendan steps in front of the Brookline bench. Brendan chips to Dimitri. Dimitri's fighting for it into the corner. Dimitri in the corner. Dimitri crosses it. That was
Good play, Brookline. Do it again.
that was Jacques on the run.
You got it, Brookline. Let's do it.
Goalie has the ball. Goalie punts it over midfield. Mac off his head. Mac on the ground to Jacques. Jacques gets pushed. 10 has it for Newton South. 10 with Mateo on him. 10, Mateo hits it away. Mackay sends Jacques. Jacques gets cleared away back to Mateo. Mateo at the 30-yard line. Mateo on the left side. He crosses to the other side. Here comes Dimitri. Brendan's chasing it toward the corner. Brendan's going to get to it. Brendan on his right. He turns to his left, sends it to Ethan. Ethan crosses in the middle, hits Dimitri, hits the defender. I think they're pointing a goal kick. Goal kick for Newton South.
Keep it up, Brookline.
It's Avi coming in for Mackay.
Yeah, you got it, Brookline. Go hard, Brookline.
It's a goal kick for Newton South. Goalie punts it over midfield. Oh, it bounces. Ethan has it to the right. Ethan chips. He's trying to find Dimitri. Got caught up by 14. That's Justin. That's on Brendan's side. That's Matt with the ball. Matt to the right. Gets cut away. Ethan hits it into the right corner. Dimitri's after it. Dimitri to the right corner. Dimitri goes out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for Newton. Goalie to the right side. Avi, Jacques. Goalie punts it toward the sideline. It's going to bounce. It's going to go out of bounds. 6:30 left in the first half. There's no score. Mac on the throw. Mac sends it to Sam. 21 is chasing for Newton South. Sam turns on and sends it back to Zach. Zach to Nate. Nate to Matt. Matt turns. He's got one on his back. He's got one on 23. Matt still has it. Matt's getting held. They chip it ahead. 21 has it. He tries to back heel it. Ethan Schaefer is going to get to it. He sends it back to Zach in goal. Zach chips it to the right side. Over 26. 23. Brendan got cut off by Ethan. And he got fouled. I think the ball went out of bounds. It's going to be looks like it's a throw-in for Brookline. Who is that? Dimitri was tying a shoe. Ethan down the right side to Brendan. Brendan turns on it. Brendan steps over it. Spin move. Gets it to Dimitri. Dimitri gets blocked. And they call a foul. They call a foul on the first spin on Brendan. The foul was on Brendan. It's going to be a free kick for Brookline right in front of the Brookline bench. Ethan Schaefer's on it. Brookline has 6 guys on the other side. It's on the ground to Nate. Nate shoots, and it's going to go wide.
Good try, Nate.
Good play, Brookline. Keep it up, Brookline.
4:30 left in the half. There's no score. Goalie is on the left side this time. He boots it to the left. Mateo cuts it off midfield. That's Avi. Avi to the left. Avi still has it. Avi cuts 2 players. 23 cuts it away. Jacques in the left side. Jacques gets pushed. Jacques, it gets cleared by the Newton South player. Mac on the throw. Mac's got Avi throwing in the box. It gets cut away. It's going to bounce to Ethan's side. 21's coming back. Ethan off his head. Ooh, that's a high foot. High foot on 21. Nate to Matt. Matt at the 30. Matt turns on it. Matt sends a wing to Brendan. Got cut off by number 8. He sends it back. Sam's on it. Sam sends it back to Zach. 3:30 left in the half. Zach to his left to Nate. Nate steps around the defender. Nate steps over it. Nate to Mac. Mac off the side of his foot out of bounds. Sub for Newton South. 12 is coming out. 25 is coming in. Throwing right at midfield. 3 minutes left in the half. It's off the side of his. It's an illegal throw. It's going to be a throw-in for Brookline. Nate to Jacques. It hits the Newton player in the head. Jacques saves it in the left corner. Jacques to the end line. Jacques steps out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for Newton South. He goes to the left side. Brendan's on that side. Brendan cuts it away. Brendan to Dimitri. Dimitri down the right side. Dimitri to the corner. Dimitri shoots, hits the post. Goes out of bounds. He beat the goalie, but it hit the post. Wow. I think it was deflected. Oh, they're pointing the Newton South player toward the corner flag. It's going to be thrown for Newton South. Gets over Brendan's head. It's in a scrum. Dimitri to Brendan. Brendan. 5 takes it away. Brendan gets it back. He gets through traffic. Brendan to the right corner. Brendan crosses. 25 off his leg. Mateo and number 16. 16 plays it off to 25 on the wing. 25 gets the ball. Mateo has it. He's got Brendan cutting with him. Mateo back to Matt. Matt's got Dimitri on the side. Got Ethan on the right side. Ethan on the right. Ethan gets to the right corner. Ethan crosses it. That's Jock gets fouled. Goes over the top.
Great run, Brookline! Looking good, Brookline!
Less than 2 minutes left in the half. There's no square. Goalie punts it toward midfield. It hits Mateo, hits the Newton player, 25. That's Avi. Mac clears it to Mateo. Mateo to Mac. Mac keeps it in the box. They clear it out of bounds. Throw in for Brookline. We're under 2 minutes left in the half. There's no score. Mac throws it back to Nate. Nate, one guy behind him. Nate to the right. Nate, second guy on him. He turns. He gets held. No call. 21 takes it away. 21 steps around Mac. Mac to the left. He falls. No call. 21 still has it. That's Avi tried to get to it. Avi to Dimitri. Dimitri to the right. Gets cut off by number 8. Ethan off his head to the center. That's Sam to Brendan. Brendan to Matt. Matt to the right in front of the Brookline bench. Matt turns. Matt sends it back to Ethan. Ethan back to Matt. Matt. And it's halftime. There's no score at the half.